Paterson, New Jersey native pled guilty in August.
But that shit
Hernandez. Back in March, he was hospitalized after getting attacked at an LA fitness gym.
Green Light Productions.
What's going on, you guys? Big shout out. Thank you. Welcome back. We got part 2 here of one of our Greenlit Gang TV episodes. We're going to do this one on David Warren. If you remember, he was a main character in my last episode on Devontae YGG Tay Harrison. Up-and-coming rapper, seeing some success, also a BGF, Black Gorilla family member. These guys were wilding out. These guys were crazy, along with some other crews in the city. Were running things, dealing dope, running guns, committing murders. Shit was off the hook. David Warren was a big part of that. We're going to get into this more in depth, but man, this guy was known for having the 10 to 12 attempted murder charges beaten, rapping about it, talking about it. From the age of 14 until the feds picked him up a couple years ago, had beaten or at least had 100 plus charges brought against him, had over 100 dropped. So, cannot wait to get into this with you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Let's roll.
Long live D-Block. Niggas gon' feel this pain. For real. I'm trying to stay focused on my grind and get this money. Niggas round the town keep faking like they want it. Like I don't give it up, I lay you down, I leave you funky. My brother on the town, he just want me to get this money. I've been on the block, dishing out these packs. This shit feel good, now I'm putting up some stacks. I ain't never slipping, I always keep a strap. Play bending, cross the line, bitch, you getting cracked.
For hire. That's who police say opened fire at a Memorial Day cookout, hitting 5 people. That same suspect linked to another high-profile investigation. And WJZ is live at City Police Headquarters. Megan McCorkle speaks with one of the victims. Megan?
Well, Mary, David Warren was arrested last year when police raided an organization that was supposed to fight crime in the community, but charges against him in that case were dropped. Police say 23-year-old David Warren is a member of the 10 Grand Club, a gang of hitmen for hire.
He's a person of interest in more than one crime of violence.
Investigators say Warren was inside a car and opened fire on 5 people who were having a cookout along East 43rd Street.
I wasn't planning to do so. I was just trying to get out of there.
This victim, who didn't want to be identified, tells WJZ he never saw who shot him. He was hit in the arm.
I'm still living, so I'm happy for that.
Police say Warren had a fight with one of the victims the day before. Investigators tracked him down through a tip from the community and say he was carrying these 2 guns when he was arrested. Warren was one of 9 people arrested last year when a raid of this Safe Streets office turned up 7 guns and multiple drugs. This March, prosecutors dropped charges, saying they didn't have enough evidence to move forward. And Warren isn't the only one linked to the Safe Streets raid, now facing new charges. 5 days ago, 26-year-old Barack Olds was arrested. He's accused of trying to kill a man along Caroline Street in mid-May.
What's happening to these people that we're arresting for illegally carrying firearms in our neighborhood? Are they going to jail? Are they facing consequences?
As for David Warren, he now faces 5 counts of attempted murder. And investigators are looking into whether Warren could be responsible for a number of other shootings. Live at City Police Headquarters, Megan McCorkle, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Megan, thank you. And Warren will face a judge for a preliminary hearing at the end of the month.
We all the way retarded, man. I tell you, we gonna hold it down. Baltimore, yeah, we gonna ring. We gonna ring around here, East Baltimore, man. I'm a Lafayette nigga down here showing love to my brothers. Everybody know I'm a goon, they know my name.
It's here. Among the coral reef, a father and son forged a friendship.
That's me diving.
For Scott McKim,
on a coral reef in Cozumel, Mexico.
It's this sort of moment a parent holds on to.
We were very close. We did a lot.
When their child...
He was funny. He was loud. He would give a stranger the shirt off his back.
...is not around.
And when he died, part of me died with him.
Brian Brian McKim was working on a job site in Baltimore City.
My son was on the back porch putting aluminum trim around a sliding glass door. These two guys start shooting at the house. The owner of the house is in the house shooting back.
Brian had nowhere to hide.
My son's hit 3 times and died right on that porch.
9 days after Brian's murder, Baltimore police posted this picture on Facebook of a bag, bullets, and a Glock. The caption read, 26-year-old man arrested with loaded handgun.
There's something very wrong here.
That gun killed Brian.
I want to hear him say, you know what, we charged somebody. We locked somebody up and charged him with the murder of your son.
But no one has been charged with Brian's murder, and it's been more than a year.
Brian was number 180 of 2018. I'll never forget that number.
There's a lot about his son's case Scott won't forget, like the man police arrested with the murder weapon, David Warren. 9 days after Brian's murder, officers pulled Warren over. In front of the passenger seat was a blue bag. Inside it was the Glock that killed Brian. Police arrested Warren for illegal possession of a firearm, but not for murder.
You arrived at the courthouse thinking what?
Even though the case that day wasn't involving, had nothing to do with my son's murder, I still wanted, number one, to see this guy. I wanted to look him in the eye.
I pull up, I hop out, I put this to test. I'm going for headshots.
David Warren has quite a reputation.
If I want you dead, they might as well race you out the map.
As a repeat violent offender,
I beat 10 charges. Yeah, I'm a vet.
it's a reputation he raps about in the lyrics of his music videos posted online.
I find this so funny. Blow his brains out, have him stretched out like a dummy.
David Warren is someone to me who's an absolute predator.
During Kevin Davis's time as Baltimore's police commissioner, he held a news conference calling David Warren a hitman for hire.
David Warren is a member of the 10 Grand Club in Baltimore. It's a club of people who consider themselves hitmen for hire.
Warren was wanted for shooting 5 people at a Memorial Day cookout. On all 5 attempted murder charges, Warren was found not guilty.
David Warren was already notorious by the time that I had heard about him. And I had heard about David Warren from frustrated homicide detectives.
Detectives who watched city prosecutors drop case after case against Warren. The first time David Warren was charged with attempted murder, he was 14 years old. Since then, he's been charged not once or even twice. David Warren has been charged with attempted murder a total of 9 times. And that's just for attempted murder. Warren's rap sheet is 92 pages long.
The city failed.
We reviewed recordings from Warren's court proceedings and found in at least 3 attempted murder cases, prosecutors dropped charges because witnesses failed to appear in court.
It's no wonder that people are afraid and intimidated about coming forward. That's just a human reaction to a dysfunctional criminal justice system.
Out of Warren's 15 criminal cases in Baltimore City, prosecutors dropped charges in 11 of them.
Lafayette, bitch, yeah, that's all I rap. 1100 on my feet, yeah, that's how I step. I beat 10 charges, yeah, bitch, I'm a vet. I post up in my trap, cause I ain't never rat. I'm on my same shit, I still keep the strap. I ain't worried about these niggas, I'm trying to catch a check. Don't make me grab that effing in and show you how I step.
Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, let's get right back into it here. We got David Warren. Man, the guy's been a menace from the very beginning. Age of 14, charged with attempted murder. Kind of foreshadowing here, that charge does not stick. We pull up another one in 2010, attempted murder, charge does not stick. 2011, Grand Theft Auto charge, spends 10 months in jail, which is actually the longest he ever spent in jail on any sort of charge. And of course, it's a Grand Theft Auto charge, which is, just kind of ironic. Anyway, gets out, that charge gets dropped. 2013, he's accused of robbery. 2017, assault on a law enforcement officer, was involved in a high-speed chase. 2018, handgun charge gets brought to him. That gets dropped. And these are just to name a few. Okay, over the time, things would come, things would go, charges would get brought, charges would get dropped. His name would come up in hits for hire, in gang shootings, gang executions. Nothing could ever stick to this guy. He was tied into the famous 10 Grand Club out of Baltimore, which is basically a known hitman for hire club. Called themselves the 10 Grand Club. They were tied to 6 murders, 11 shootings, attempted murders, armed robberies. You name it, they had their hands in it. Been involved in raids by the Safe Streets Task Force, the Safe Streets program, turning up guns and drugs, would always beat the charges. Okay, now, remember, he is a BGF, a Black Guerrilla family member. What I read, what I studied, they are organized into regimes. Okay, each regime is controlled by a hierarchy. And, man, they were just running the streets. That gang has been around forever. They have a lot of control inside of prisons and out on the streets, especially over on the East Coast, California, all over. Majority of my studies, though, showed that, a lot of these stories were coming out of the East Coast, Baltimore area. So, jump to 2016. He's arrested for a Memorial Day cookout shooting on East 43rd Street, saying he was involved in an argument with one of the victims. He got arrested in June because he came walking down a street that the cops happened to just have a surveillance team set up. David Warren saw the police, took off running, attempted to discharge both 40 cal handguns until they caught up with them. Gets picked up on those charges, goes to trial. 2017, trial comes. One of the main witnesses, 61-year-old woman, goes to testify. Witness got scared. Gave wrong information on purpose, and yes, David Warren beats those charges. The Baltimore Police Commissioner, the highest-ranking police officer in the city of Baltimore, called David Warren personally a known trigger puller. Okay, so the guy, he wasn't doing this, in the shadows. Everything he was doing was pretty much out there, not to mention he would go on to rap about it, like in some of the videos I showed you guys here. One of the big ones, okay, was the shooting of Brian McKim, if I'm saying that right, McKinney, okay? On August 8th, 2018, David Warren rolls up to a house to do a hit on a guy that had basically called our previous person we did a video on, YGG Tay, Devontae Harrison, a snitch. He actually hired David Warren to kill this guy. David Warren rolls up. Brian McKim is doing work outside on the house. Honestly, doesn't even have a chance. Shootout ensues. David Warren shooting at the homeowner shooting back. Brian McKinney is shot 3 times and is fatally killed. This made the news. This brought a lot of heat down. His dad, his family went on. In the research I did, you could really tell this one brought a lot of attention and really just shone a light on the violence that was really going on. 2018, that happens. Here we are in 2022, okay? These are when the feds get involved. And when the feds get involved, they don't ever get involved for no reason. The reason they have that 97, 98% conviction rate is because, like I've heard, the feds do not take a case unless they know they can win it, okay? Federal indictment comes down, connecting David Warren to murders, weapons, extortion, everything under the sun, included with, Devontae YGG Tay Harrison, other Black Guerrilla family members, okay? 3 attempted murders done for YGG Tay, alone. So he's facing multiple life sentences on those charges. We have yet to hear the resolution in that case, but when we do, we will bring that to you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. Thank you so much, guys.